hey. Hi, Sydney.
Hello.
How you doing today?
Good.
Well, here we are, kind of the pre-show for the Super Bowl. What do you think? What a better way to get ready for a big emotional event is to go in feeling good.
Yes, exactly.
Boy, we got some good dogs on today, don't we?
We have some excellent dogs on today.
Yeah. Well, first things first, I just want to put us out there. We just found today, just 20 minutes ago, we have a glitch on the website, and the buttons are missing right now. And they're working hard on it and get it back going. So they're aware of that. Hi, Mark. Hi, Rena. And Pacific Northwest, I hope it's treating you well up there. And when we get it back up and running, the local Houston folks, they sure could use some help down there at headquarters. So if you go out there and fill out the volunteer application, and maybe you can go down and lend a hand. The help they need is like walking dogs and prepping for transport. Okay.
Yes.
Because when it's time for transport, every dog that is in foster locally in Texas goes to headquarters because that's where the transport leaves from. So they need a hand there right now. There's pretty short-handed. There's a lot of dogs. And
yes, there's a great convergence of dogs at headquarters right now, and we have a transport leaving this next week.
Yeah, this all just happened in the last 2 weeks. They took in a whole bunch of them in 1 week.
Yes. So, and in one go, I think there was 11 dogs.
Yeah.
But now we have more that are at headquarters right now getting ready for transport.
So, and they can't take any in if they're full. So, but while they're full, at least we can make it the best it can be. So, and besides that, boy, headquarters is nice. Now I'm going to tell you, they got it going on out there. But anyway, all right, let's get started. Shoot, I hardly know who to bring up first. So, I'll make the decision. I'm going to bring the one up I met when I was at headquarters. So this guy's we'll just let you figure it out for yourself. Wow. Oh, looky, there he is. Hi, Rachel.
Hello. How are you, Steve?
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, that video sure did make it sound like he was a perfect dog, didn't it?
He pretty much is.
So, wow. What can you tell us about him?
He is the biggest cuddle bug of any dog. I have had dogs my entire life, and I've never had one as cuddly as he is.
Or as smart as he is, huh?
Yes, let's see, the first day that we got him home, he studied us opening our baby gate. We don't have babies, it's because of the dogs. And he learned it, I want to say within 2 hours of being here, how to take his paw and pop it. So now we have to actually, there's a lock, we just never had to use it. But now because of him, we have to use it. But in that same token, within 2 days, he knew that that wasn't okay. And doesn't. I would say his Pyrenees stubborn streak comes out when he's called to come and he doesn't want to.
So that may not be a stubborn streak. That just may be a trait of the Great Pyrenees.
Yep, it sure is.
Wow. It's now it says he does his basic cues pretty good, sit and wait, and he's conquered wait.
Yes, unless he's really excited to see me. And then when I get home, he knows sit and wait. But if he hasn't seen me for a few hours, he does the little inching forward, like he just can't contain it, but he tries really hard, and you can tell he's trying really hard. So he definitely knows sit. He doesn't really, he doesn't come to his name necessarily, but you know, if I'm looking at him making eye contact, I think he just hasn't learned his name yet.
Okay. Well, maybe he doesn't want to know it. Maybe
he is waiting for that forever home to help him find it
and help him find a new name.
Yeah.
But that's something. So 50% of the time he comes when you ask him to, and the other 50% he's just a Great Pyrenees.
Yes.
Now, how much does he weigh? And this is a twofold question. How does he do with cats, and how much does he weigh?
I would say he's put on some weight since he's been with us, so probably about 75. And he spoons my cat. My cat actually, right before videoing, he was laying right here next to him, and they were just. I
saw that. That's why.
Yeah. He loves to clean himself, like my other male Pyrenees. And he does try to clean the cat. Now our cat is fine with it. Our cat just lays there and is like, cool, I don't have to clean myself. But if
the cat lets him,
he'll sit there and try to like knead little tangles and clean him. It's kind of funny. He tries to clean the other dogs. He's a very clean dog.
Wow, I just love that picture there.
He is so darn cute.
He is, and he has
we have a photograph I want to ask you about. Oh. What's going on here?
So I was trying to get ready for work, and the dogs were not leaving me alone. So I went on the couch hoping I could get my other shoe and sock on, and they all just jumped up. And the dog in my lap is Jose. The one next to him is my male, and they have a little bit of a competition thing. They don't want to share me. So Jose jumped up and got right on top of me, so no one else could have me.
Did you make it to work? Did you make it to work that day?
I did, a little late, but it was worth it.
Oh boy. Geez. Well, what kind of home do you think he would need?
He loves our family, but he's definitely one of those dogs that clings to one person, and that's their person. But he's amazing with my kids, and he's loves to play. If you go outside, he'll hop like a bunny, and he doesn't tire out. With that said, as you can see, we were outside for like an hour and a half, and now he's conked out. So not the best, but he's good with cats. The only thing that I would caution is if there's a dominant male, maybe not the best for him, because as sweet and loving and cuddly as he is, he definitely wants to be the boss.
Right.
The dog boss.
Right. I understand that. And that's not unusual with the breed. Sharon's talking about she would love some GPRS headquarters in spring. She's a prior adopter in 2019. Sharon, if you're anywhere near there, they sure could use a hand. Now, boy, he sure is conked out, isn't he?
Yeah, little one.
Wow.
He's really gentle with treats. Like he's just like, well, you can see.
Wow, he came to life from a dead
Yeah.
sleep.
He likes the food. But he doesn't scarf it down, and he's really good. He has no food aggression whatsoever. We
Wow.
can feed all three of them right now. And all go to each other's now, and they don't seem phased by it at all. Same with
Cool.
toys. Like they'll take toys from each other's mouths, bones, and he shows no signs of aggression in any, and he doesn't chase our cats at all. The first couple days, he was kind of curious and tried to like play with them and had to learn that they're not a dog. So I would think anybody with a cat would be fine, probably a couple day introduction, and then you're good to go there. He has not dug at all, which to me is the perfect Pyrenees because all of mine dig.
Well, they all do, except him.
Yeah, I'm in heaven. He is absolutely perfect. I cannot say enough. He doesn't, because he's smaller, he doesn't drool, and he really has this soft.
Looks like he's got the couch potato thing conquered.
Yeah, yeah, you like that? I'm on the floor and he's on the couch.
Go figure. Now, the Warrior Ranch Northwest has a question, and Sydney would probably be better to answer this if there even is a correct answer. But there are, with that question, I'm sure there would be more questions brought up back and forth. But they have a working ranch. Would we be able to adopt? They're located in Washington State. I can give my take on the answer. Depends if you want the dog as a working dog or not. Okay. What do you think, Sydney?
Yeah, so our dogs are meant to be family pets in the home. So I'm not sure exactly what all that environment would entail, but our dogs are not supposed to be out livestock guarding because a lot of them are failed livestock guardians.
That's why they're in rescue.
Yeah, that's why they're in rescue. And so, that's something that I would have to say apply and see, because we have screeners that will interview on the phone and will learn all about the environment and see if that would be a good match for our rescue. If you're expecting a dog to be a livestock guardian and a working dog in that way, our rescue is probably not a good match, but there might be other Pyrenees rescues that would be a great place for you. But I don't know.
Blue Bonnet will sometimes send out working dogs, but she didn't clarify if she wanted him to work or not.
Right. So that is just the one thing that's number one for us, is that these are family members.
They're companions.
So, yeah, they're pets that live in your home. They spend time in your home that's where they sleep at night. They really are a fur family member, and that's our expectation as a rescue.
Yeah. And I think Rachel would agree he would kind of suck as a guardian.
I'll be honest, my female would be phenomenal. This guy, not so much.
Now,
he goes out to do what he needs to do, and then he wants to be with his people. Absolutely.
Mark wants to know if Jose would be good as an only dog with a 75-year-old.
Probably, yes. He is, I will say that, out of every dog I have ever had, he is the best walker. The day we got him, I didn't have a harness when we went because we just raced there, and he has not needed a harness. It's just very loose on, like, he's just kind of chill. And we have other dogs, and we live where there's squirrels, raccoons, other critters, and he's just happy walking about.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't understand the significance of what Rachel has just said, from a behavior standpoint, dog that pulls on the leash, that throat is very, very fragile. All kind of bad stuff in that throat can get damaged if he pulls, and that's where the harness would come into play. And the harness doesn't teach him to not pull. The harness, keeps him from getting hurt while he is pulling. So, But now,
And
Manuel
he is
says,
honest. He just doesn't. He wouldn't need it if someone.
right,
If we
right.
take a walk, for me, just it's easier for me. All mine are
Right.
harnessed, but he is
And
so
harness
laid
and
back.
collar, their personal preferences. All right.
Mm.
But he does. So he does play with other dogs, though. Is that right?
He does. He would be good in an environment with male dogs. It just would have to be more of he very much wants to be the dominant dog.
But he might
And
want a
my
girlfriend.
male dog is the dominant dog too. So the two of them together, even last week, they were running around outside, the three of them. I have one female and one male, and they were jumping on each other, and there was nothing. But if one's laying on the bed and the other one wants to get up, they'll growl at each other. And I just go like that, and they both stop. But you can tell that
Yes, because they didn't want to. They didn't want to have to do that. They didn't want it to have to go to that.
Yeah,
That-
I'd
that's
rather them
good.
both be in an environment where they don't feel like they have to compete.
Yeah. And you gave them the relief where they didn't have to do it. So this is good. That speaks volumes for both of your dogs and you. So nice work. Manuel was saying he rescued a Great Pyrenees that failed as a working dog, but now, well, probably the perfect couch potato in Florida. So
Yeah, here we go. Perfect couch potato.
yeah. So I've got his webpage scrolling across the bottom, and I met that boy when I was at headquarters in early November, and that is one good look. That's one good boy. So
Yes.
I went down there to work with some of the dogs. He was not on the list, just so you know. It's always good when the trainer doesn't have to know the dog. Right? Do you have any questions for her, Sydney?
No, I think it was. I think you gave a really great explanation about the different environments that he's been in and how he reacts, and so he sounds absolutely lovely.
Yeah, I have a friend or a coworker, and she just got a Newfie puppy mix, and she also has a Burmese mountain dog, and so 2 times a week I bring him to work, and he was great with both of them. It's slow introduction, but one's a male and one's a female, and he was good. So I really do think that he would be fine with he. There's no question he's partial to women and female.
Well, everybody wants a girlfriend, right?
He definitely wants a girlfriend.
But now what happens if the girlfriend wants to boss him around? I'll bet you money he will be okay with that one.
He seems okay because he was fine with my female dog.
Okay. Because usually the female dog of the house who's been there, sometimes not even who's been there, it's just a female of the house. They're usually the confident one. Everybody else follows their lead because they're not stupid. They know not to mess with a female Great Pyrenees.
Right.
Okay. So,
yeah,
right.
he sat right quick when she growled one, and it only was one time, and from there it's been fine.
All right. Now, have you fostered before, or is he your first one for this rescue?
I fostered one of the O puppies, Oswald.
Oh, a puppy. Oh, Oswald.
Well, Oswald, I guess he was not a puppy, but he was 6 months, I think, when I.
That was the Anatolian Shepherd mix.
He was Great Pyrenees. They had both parents on site.
Oh, okay. So he's not Augie's brother.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
Okay, I thought those were the Anatolian peer mixes. Maybe
I think they were all peer. They were all enormous. Yeah, those were very, very big boys. Yeah,
they were gorgeous dogs.
Wow. Yes. Now, how's your experience? Apparently, it's been okay because you're fostering again.
I was worried I was going to foster fail with Oswald, to be very honest. And I told my family that if he's not adopted by Christmas, we're going to foster fail. And I want to say it wasn't even 5 days before Christmas he was adopted. And about every other week, they still send pictures, and I put them on the page. It was a wonderful experience, and he is so happy. And they actually this last week just finished a training course with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So seeing how excited they were and loving him, it was hard because it was my first foster, and my daughter and I definitely kind of fell in love with him and teared up. But they adopted him in just enough time. 2 weeks later, we had our house available for this guy. And now I'm in love with this guy. So apparently that's just what fostering is.
Well, there you have it. 100% of the fosters that's been on this show has nothing bad to say about fostering.
No, it's
So,
a pretty neat. It's a
If
neat
you're on the
experience.
fence, maybe that'll help. Get out and foster. Dogs are in need everywhere.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing him up. I don't know your schedule, but can you stay up for the rest of the show so everybody can watch him snore?
Sure. Oh, I'll get him. I'll get him up. I'll get some treats.
Okay. Our next dog up. Now, Jose is going to be in for a little bit of competition here, I think, because Zima is coming up next. She's just one cute little pocket peer. All right. Oh, we have a video for her, too. Wow, Jamie, hi. Oh, there she is. Boy, she is tiny, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a little one. Yeah, she's
Wow.
awesome. She's sitting up now, so she probably will end up. She's in my female's pure spot, who's sitting out here waiting to get in here. So.
Well, maybe after we let them in, we'll see if we can adopt them.
No, Angel will get territorial in here. This is her spot.
Oh, Angel, that's your dog, right?
Yeah, I have two. So I have two from.
So she's not up for adoption anyway.
No, she's my first. No.
You go to find another dog. You go to find another dog.com if you want Angel, right?
That's right.
All right. Wow, look at her.
Yeah.
And maybe there won't be that much competition against Jose because she's a pocket peer and she's a girl.
Yeah, she's absolutely lovely. Yeah.
Okay, what can you tell us about her that we didn't just now talk about?
So I get her out quite a bit. Just she likes to get out and walk, and to every single dog she comes across, she does the peer bow. You know, the dog. I mean the
play bow.
Dog, you know, yeah. The bow to all dogs. It doesn't matter, big, small. She's really has no fear outside whatsoever.
So she's never met a dog she didn't like.
Yeah. And the previous foster didn't have dogs, so I was a little nervous her coming here. So she got to I introduced my lab to her first. And my 1-year-old male is her best friend. And my alpha female, took some time, but she's very respectful of her.
And that's Angel, your alpha female? Okay.
Yeah, she's very respectful of her. She just likes sitting next to her.
Because she's dainty, she's afraid she'll break her?
I don't know. Angel's 115 pounds, so So she's only.
But now
I
she's
picked her
only
up.
now she's only about 60 pounds, right?
Yeah, I had to weigh myself, pick her up, and then weigh. That was hard.
That's one way to do it.
That's how I weigh. That's how I weigh my Fosters. So I did that like 2 weeks ago, and she was like 61 pounds. So.
Rena says hi, Jamie.
Hi, Rena.
So wow. What about, do you have any cats?
I do. I have 2 cats.
Still? They're still there?
They're still here. Brought them from the Bay Area with me.
And she does okay, obviously.
She does great. Yeah,
Okay, so
first
cats
couple
are
of days
good.
she got whacked. I heard her cry, and she was messing with my mail, and she
So
got whacked in the
Figured
nose.
out that cat has teeth in his front hands, huh?
That's right. That's right. No, she's great. She was great with him immediately. She didn't,
Okay.
she just likes to kind of follow him around a little bit, but
What
they
about
have their
small,
safe space. I put a baby gate up so they can just stay upstairs and
the
have
cats?
their safe space. Yeah.
You do know cats don't care about baby gates, right?
Well, it's to
They can
keep
jump.
so they have a safe space. if
So
they
the
need
dog
to
can't
away
get
from
to
the
them.
dogs.
I get it.
Yeah.
What about children? Has she been around children that you know of?
I have grandchildren, but they have not been over here yet. Normally, I bring my dogs to their house, but I haven't brought her over there yet. But I will.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a small grandchildren, so I
Cool.
think she would be.
So
I
what
think-
do? Call your children up and say, hey, can I bring the dog over to see if the dog will eat your kids?
They have a big. Well, I know she'll get along with she has 2 dogs, and so I'm not concerned about her getting along with any dogs at all. She has no aggression towards people, animals. She's completely lovely. The only thing she does is when she's in her crate and the dogs come up, she doesn't like that. So
Okay.
she doesn't do blanket over it. But she's
And that's not unusual. She could be in her crate because she doesn't want the other dogs to come up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my two dogs do have food resource guarding.
Mhm.
So I feed her in her crate for her
Okay.
safety until
It's
I
always a
get
good
back.
idea. It's always a good idea. Now she has a special talent, doesn't she? She can unstuff the stuffed animals.
Yeah, well, all of them do that, and don't ask me why. I keep buying them because I
Well, you're keeping them busy.
oh my gosh, yeah. So she loves to chew on everything. I buy like the bully sticks and she does great. She just keeps
Wow.
busy. Yeah, she keeps busy all day. She goes.
And what's
Riley
going
walk-
on here?
Yeah, that's Riley.
Yeah, what are they doing? Are they
They do that. They kiss each other.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Now are they like Jose and clean the cat too?
No, they don't do that. My cats wouldn't let them do that.
Okay.
There's no way.
See, that's another point about Jose. If you got a cat that's dirty, you won't anymore. If you
I
adopt
know
Jose.
that's crazy.
Isn't that
That's
awesome? So
Yeah.
what about her special quirks that are good? Does she have any of those? Obviously, she's a good dog, but
She is. I keep saying I get these unicorn pups. My previous foster was a unicorn. She is an absolute unicorn. She doesn't. She seems a little older than 8 months. She doesn't, have all the puppy antics, getting into things. And I work from home, so I keep an eye on her. But she'll just hang out. She's great. Now that she gets along with all the dogs, I should say my dogs get along with her. I don't have to worry about it too much, but I still keep an eye on her. She loves hiking. like long hikes. When my son comes to visit, we always go on really long hikes. She absolutely loves it. She walks great on a leash.
Wow.
And she's
Another
small,
perfect
so-
pair. You guys have a run on them.
Yeah, I can't, I honestly, she doesn't have any like bad habits, like no resource guarding whatsoever. She's absolutely lovely. She
Ain't
really
that
is.
amazing?
And she would do, because she's smaller, she's easier to manage on a leash.
Yeah.
And she
Now,
doesn't.
Sharon has a legitimate question and about the pocket peers. Do we get them in that are less than 60 pounds as an adult or a senior? And the answer, I've seen them. I mean, it's not plentiful. That's not normal for just the breed in general of Great Pyrenees, but yeah, they can be that way. Right, Cindy?
Yeah, I actually this last month helped a 55-pound female Pyrenees get adopted, a young adult.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes you have to, if that's what you're looking for, as far as you feel that's the amount of size you can manage safely, it might take a little while longer to find a good match for both the dog and the person. But if the potential adopter is open to the process and us really helping them find a good match for both sides, it definitely is possible.
Yeah. What I would do is apply. Now, I believe she's a prior adopter, but they still have to know about it. That way they know to keep their eyes open. Right, Sydney?
Yeah.
That would be, she says, good to know. She loves to breed, but size is not always manageable.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, yep, that can absolutely be true. But in a lot of cases, size really doesn't have anything to do with it. It has to do with a lot of variables. So we're not going to go into a training talk on the show right now, but we will one day. Now, if somebody wanted to apply for Zima right now, Jamie, what kind of home do you think she would need?
Definitely definitely a young dog for her to play with. Because I still have a puppy who's a little over a year old, and she plays hard. She plays hard with all my dogs. Like I have a female lab. She gets along with males, females.
Wow.
She has no preference. She loves, I took her to the dog park for the first time yesterday. She went crazy and just wanted to play with every dog. Like she was just running. So I had to finally put her on a leash because I was tired of chasing.
Because the other dogs were saying, Uncle.
She's great with him though. Like she just was so excited.
So far doesn't have a mean bone in her body.
No, she doesn't at
and at
all.
8 months old, that's really, really good because
it is. It is.
Because that could be an indicator of her adult personality too. So
yeah, she's looking at the dogs. There's dogs playing on the other side, and now she's like she wants
I
to
see
go.
that.
There's my lab.
So pocket peers. Now Rena says rarely, and I'd probably have to agree with that. But they do come in. All right. And so I would apply, Sharon. That way they can be on the lookout for you. So anyway, now I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Rachel, Jamie. You're obviously, for me, you're not a first-time foster. You've been doing this for a little bit. Apparently, your experience has been okay too, then, because you keep fostering, or maybe it's not okay and you're doing it for the dogs only.
So I fostered 3 about her, like 10-month-old, and then I had my.
Is that interstate going through your?
I have a little mean Chihuahua in there that's barking at them playing.
Let her out there and help them.
Come on.
Well, she's got a big girl bark at 8 months.
Yeah. Oh, she does. Yeah, and because where I live, there's people walking their dogs behind my house up on a so her and Riley, like
They're keeping you safe. And
you
the
know,
neighbors.
This is what happens when I'm on work.
I feel your pain.
Come here.
When I'm on a training call and my little Kuva starts barking, that's not good if you're working on a dog altercation issue.
Yeah, I don't know why they're playing right now.
I can tell you exactly why they're playing right now, because you're on the show live.
I know. Yeah, she does have a bark, and the only time she barks is when she sees other dogs outside. And her and Riley, they both are like do that. So
they help each other because they work in teams.
They do work in teams. Yeah.
That doesn't mean what we mean by teams is that if you have an only dog because they don't get along with other dogs, that means now the parent is the teammate. Doesn't have to be another dog. So, wow. So your experience has been good. They've taken care of all the needs that you have seen for the dogs.
Yeah, I'm surprised she's a small. She eats like she's like she's starving constantly.
Well, she could still grow at 8 months, though, can't she?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she's obviously going to fill out. You know, I compare, like, I think about the other dogs I fostered, or Riley's huge, so that's no comparison like her. But you know, you can tell she's a little bit smaller boned. You know,
Right.
And she's and I have a small old Chihuahua. She's great with her, like just really super gentle with her. So I have it all. The cats, the small dog, the big dogs, and she gets along with all of them.
She's not doing her job. That animal's got stuffing in it.
I know. Oh yeah. Well, that's the previous fosters.
Oh, is it? Okay. And you said this is also a previous foster.
Correct.
I'm sorry, I like that picture. So you got to get me a picture of something similar.
That is cute. Yeah. So she immediately came in the house and not shy at all, very confident. And you know, she's I mean, she'd be perfect really in any home as long as she had, you know, 1 or 2 young dogs to play with.
Right.
And she would be great with she plays really hard, so they would have to have, you know, a bigger dog.
So you don't want to send them with a 17-year-old decrepit senior. Because their mind's still going to want to play, but their body is in no way going to cooperate. Right.
Yeah.
Right, Amy. Wow. Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. If you can't push a button, be patient. They're on it. All right. But if it's happening, man, it's really happening it's happening at the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society today, isn't it? Jamie, I don't know your schedule, and can you stay up with us?
Yeah, I'll stay.
All right. That way, if her or Jose does something cute, everybody can see it. So now we've got another star coming on, don't we?
Yes, I can.
Can I play this video since it's in the countdown timer? Because not everybody was on during the countdown.
Sure.
Okay, we will. I've been working hard on adjusting these volumes, but every once in a while I forget. I don't remember if I forgot this one or not. I love that dog. I mean, it's very cool watching him to entertain himself, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's quite good at it.
He looks like a king at it. Now,
Yes,
how old is he again? Now,
so he is only 7 months old, and he is incredibly gentle, as you can just see, taking these very yummy treats.
well, he looks Akbashi, is he? Do you think?
Yeah, he's definitely a mix. He has pretty short fur and it's slick, but he does have double dew claws on both back feet.
Yep. And purebred Akbash wouldn't have that.
Yeah. So.
Boy, he's gorgeous though. Now his brother, Fozzie Bear, is long coated or at least medium coated, right?
Yeah, Fozzie is definitely fuzzy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm Frosty's second foster because the two litter mates, it was time for them to.
That's right.
Yeah, to be separated and to go to different fosters and kind of develop their own personalities away from one another.
And that's always a good, healthy thing for the dogs and human alike. So now you had him on right after you got him, and now you've had him a couple of weeks longer. And
yep.
And any updates?
Yeah. So when I first got him, I was on the show. I'd only had him a week, so it's been 3 weeks now. And when he and his brother first came into rescue, they were almost feral. They were very scared. They weren't used to really nice, positive human interaction. So he
conquered that.
Yeah, he's very calm. There's sometimes where he gets skittish, and so if a loud motorcycle drives past the house or something, it'll startle him, and he'll kind of look around to think, is anybody else scared about what's happening right now? And he sees that nobody else cares, and he's like, okay. So he's doing a really good job settling in, and I think the biggest thing that is exciting is he's learning how to walk on a leash, and he's made great strides in the last 3 weeks.
Wow. And that's amazing out of dogs that were all but feral.
Yeah, it's wild. And so the first time I took him on a walk, I always take pack walks. I'm like Jamie.
Right.
I feel comfortable taking multiple dogs at the same time, and like Rachel too. And so, and I know how much the foster can benefit from that. Mm-hmm. So he just stood there, and we started to walk, and he just stood there when the first time I took him on a walk, and
he didn't know what to do.
He didn't. He had no idea what I wanted from him and what he was supposed to do in this situation. So he responded really well just to praise. I tried to give him treats, and he was a little too weirded out to even take treats, but praise was what got through to him. And then just seeing how much my dogs were like, yeah, we know what we're doing here. And so now he, sometimes he'll trot ahead and he'll be the leader of the pack when we're walking.
Cool. And it didn't take a shock collar, prong collar, or nothing, did it?
Nope. I do have him on a halter, and I do that for a couple of reasons, because I'm still getting to know him.
Mm-hmm. And walk 3 at a time.
Yeah. And if he gets startled, I want to make sure that he is secure and he can't slip out of whatever, gear I have him in.
Right. And for the folks that don't understand totally, if one of them starts, the other two are going to help. Okay. So that's why you have to keep all of them within your limits. So, and because if he would have taken off, there's a possibility Samson and Artemis would have taken off too.
Yeah.
Right? Then there's poor Sydney skiing behind her.
He's got very strong arms.
Yeah. So I'm going over what we had him on the show last time, and last time we'd mentioned that he's shown zero aggression or prey drive. I think that's actually in his bio. Is that still stand true?
Absolutely. He is not protective over food or treats or toys or anything. If his toy lands too close to my bossy female dog, and he tries to run over and she's like, "Hey, back off, kid," he will. He's like, I'm not.
Really? So he's already on the same page, speaking their language and respecting it.
Yeah. And so he also is, he likes to be part of the group. He doesn't necessarily have to be in the middle of things, but he just wants to know that he is a part of the group, you know?
Teamwork.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's started to team up a little bit with my male Pyrenees when it comes to barking at things. And his bark is enormous.
Is it really?
Yeah. Wow. It's like,
that's
if
the
he barks,
name.
Yeah. So
that's well, Akbash don't have the same bark. They don't protect by intimidating. They go leave, eliminate threat, and then, well, sometimes come back.
Yeah.
So that's usually the Great Pyrenees has a more intimidating bark than a lot of the other guardians, and that's why. Wow. This is impressive. He's making leaps and bounds, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. And he's super sweet. He does love to give me kisses, which, you know, a lot of Pyrenees don't give kisses.
A lot don't. You're right, because of interactions like that. They don't want to put their face in yours. They don't know if you're going to bite them.
Yeah. But he'll like kiss my hands. He'll kiss my face. But he's very sweet. He's very affectionate.
Sharon wants to know how he is on shedding.
So far he doesn't shed very much. I brush him with a soft bristle brush because he's short or furred, and he really likes it. In fact, one of the special ways he's kind of a special snowflake is I can trim his nails and he just doesn't move.
Really?
If he's laying on the couch taking a nap, I can go up and trim his nails a little bit, and he just looks at me and like closes his eyes. He doesn't care at all.
Some of my dogs in the past have thrown me around like a rag doll when I try to trim their nails.
Yeah. But he's great.
Okay. So if he was to, somebody, say, for example, fill out an application today, what kind of home do you think he would need? I know it's only been 3 weeks, but what kind of home right now do you think he would need?
He definitely deserves to have a playmate. You know, a young adult dog or a middle-aged dog that still likes to play a couple times a day would be great. He does, you know, and we've said that he entertains himself well with toys, but he also needs a playmate, and he doesn't have that at my house. You know, I just have 2 senior dogs, but I'm only a foster, so I'm just a temporary home for him. But yeah,
you're the GPRS pack walker foster.
Yeah. So he's about 60 pounds now, and he's going to get quite a bit bigger. So he'll need a bigger, sturdier dog to play. And if I think he'd be okay in a home with cats, but when we're on a walk, he'll bark at them. I think it's just because he hasn't had a lot of interaction with cats.
Right. I don't think his prior foster had cats either, did he?
No. But he's not pushy with any creature. So, and he doesn't try to chase squirrels or anything. So I think.
So you have met squirrels and he's left them alone?
Yeah, he doesn't care.
What about birds?
Doesn't care about them either.
There you have it. There's that run on perfect peers.
Yeah. But he does get weirded out sometimes. He gets nervous and scared. So he does need some people who will continue to help him build self-confidence and know that the world is an okay place. So someone who's going to have a kind of a special level of patience. And most of the time he's fine now. You know, he'll kind of wander around the house or bomb around playing. But every once in a while there might be a scary noise. Or they're not, sometimes I'll go to put his harness on. He's like, whoa, I forgot what that was. And he'll run outside, and then I'll just have to wait for him and call him back in and let him come back in a couple minutes in his own time. And then I can put it right on. So, but that's what every new dog needs, some extra patience and grace when they're acclimating to their new home.
I'd like to point something out. Sydney just said, he comes back on his own. She doesn't chase him down with a harness because he was afraid of it at first. He's sorting it out in his mind. Okay, well, I trust my mom, the trust thing, to put this on me and it won't hurt me. The trust thing. So, and that's very important with your dog. If you bring a dog into your home and expect a Great Pyrenees to obey your beck command, you might want to consider a different breed.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what is his biggest fear, in your opinion, right now that he needs to conquer?
So there's this oddball thing that he doesn't like to be toweled down when he's wet from the rain. It scares him really bad. It's like he thinks that I'm going to throw it over the top of him. So I wonder if that happened before he came into foster. Somebody caught him that way.
Yep.
So
that could be how he got caught. Yes. Threw
Yeah.
a blanket over him. A lot of people do that. Where they don't use catch poles that much as much anymore. They will put blankets on the end of them now because it's less traumatic. See, he's telling a story of the good thing about him, and it would probably carry over to Fozzie also, is the reason why he's not self-protective and stuff, because a human hasn't had a chance to give them the reason to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be a good dog as time goes by, and whoever adopts him wants to continue to give him knowledge. Okay. And that's amazing. I love it. Thank you, Sydney, for fostering him. He's a good boy. And
Yes.
So no kids yet, right? We don't know anything about kids with
We've been on a walk, and if there are kids in the neighborhood, he really wants to go to them. He'll wag his tail and he'll kind of like hop toward them. But I don't have kids. I don't have them come over.
Right.
But
and
he's
still a giant breed, so you always want to be aware. They can wag their tail and hurt a small child.
Yeah.
I had my dog taking an entire sewing machine off the kitchen table, wagging his tail, so that could hurt it if it was a child up there instead.
Yeah.
Poor sewing machine, rest in peace. All right. Wow. So Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org is Frosty's webpage scrolling across the bottom, just like we did with Jose and Zima. Boy, we've had some 3 amazing dogs on here. Would you like to add anything before we get ready to talk about other stuff?
No, but thank you for letting me bring him on again. Because, gosh, it can be a couple weeks that can make a big difference for a dog.
We want to see him in 2 or 3 more weeks for another update, if he's still there, because he can go now, can he?
Absolutely.
To an adopter. Just that they have to be right for him.
Right.
But
Exactly.
that's what GPRS is very great at, very, very good at fitting the dog to the home. So when's the last time you sent a dog to the home that they initially applied for? Does that happen often?
It does happen sometimes, but I think all the application screeners, when they first reach out, kind of try to set the expectations that the dog you applied for might not be the one you end up with, but we're going to find a good match.
Yep. Because they know more than what the still picture shows.
People sometimes just fall in love with the picture, but there's so much more to the dog than that.
Yeah, and just like Mr. Jose there. I love his mark. Boy, Mark had it set right on the money. He loves his markings on his ears. Boy, oh boy. I got to meet him in person, and every one of these dogs, you're going to score a touchdown, and then any one of them can be let's relate it to the Super Bowl for a second. Scores tied, 20 seconds to go, and you just made your 2-point conversion to win. So that's what you'll get with any of the 3 of these dogs. And that's a gentle soul right there. And even with all the commotion of all the dogs at headquarters, the very good boy. And so if they're having problems finding the buttons on the website, they're active. They know about it, and it could even be fixed by now. I don't know. I haven't looked because we've been doing this. But Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org is where it's happening. That's where all 3 of these are. Boy, you guys really have had a run on the perfect piers, haven't you?
Heck yes.
Man, I'll tell you. And now always remember, what's perfect for us may not be perfect from you. All right. Because maybe your expectations are set too high. That's what these screeners are very good at, is to make sure you don't have your expectations set too high. This is still a livestock guardian breed, and they're not for everybody. So now I'm not even going to ask you about your fostering experience. You've been here too long. But you know what? You guys do have very good fosters.
Yes, so, we do.
I'm very, very impressed. I like all their fosters. They're very knowledgeable, and they enrich their dogs. They raise the bar for the adopters, so it makes it easier for the adopter because the dog already knows what to expect. So, and then you get to talk to the foster because, well, naturally, that's usually their choice on, they can say no, and the screeners are going to say, wow, if the foster knows the dog better than anybody else.
Yep.
So, and the foster can also give you the tools that they use to raise the bar. So it makes it easier for the dog to settle in. You always go at their pace, not your pace. And so patience, I always tell people a patience hat's the size of Texas, but I had one person in the Pacific Northwest that didn't realize how big Texas was. Patience and a sense of humor. There's your 2 big prerequisites to own this breed. And if you don't have a sense of humor, they will definitely give you one.
Yeah.
All right. The Puppy Bowl, I don't have the results. There is a dog in the Puppy Bowl that I do know. And his name is Caden. He's deaf. Okay. That's him up there in over my shoulder right there. He was with a rescue in Oklahoma called I'm Dingo, and they weren't prepared to handle deaf dogs in any way. And so I helped them a little bit. They actually did it, but find a rescue that was suitable. And that dog was on the Puppy Bowl today. I hope he did well. And speaking of the Puppy Bowl, I don't know if anybody knows this because I didn't until today. The Bissell company that makes vacuum cleaners, they've been a major sponsor of that for years. I do know they have, they're very big advocates for rescues and with the Bissell Foundation. So the next time you're searching for a vacuum cleaner, take a look at the Bissell or the carpet cleaners and stuff, because if you buy a Bissell, that keeps the Bissell Foundation going. Okay. So, and Kathy Bissell's a big, big advocate for rescue. All right. Well, wow, what a heck of a show we had today. I don't know about you guys. Oh, here we go. Right here. Hi, Nancy. I'm glad you're watching today. There's two Colorado dogs in the Puppy Bowl too. Isn't that cool?
That's wonderful.
Yeah. That's billed as an adoption event. Okay. But not all the dogs are adoptable. But they were adopted. Okay. They typically didn't come from the breeders. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I've never had a dog in the Puppy Bowl because I'm not a puppy guy. So I don't have puppies. And any of the dogs I had would have probably taken them out because puppies are aggravating sometimes. So anyway, wow, what a show. So, we got another comment. We got some good interaction today. Thank you, everybody. Sharon's was in a Puppy Bowl a few years ago at Doggy Daycare. Okay. She played guard. That was her position. I'll imagine that. If that was Great Pyrenees, probably fits right in. A different position. So Puppy Bowl is very popular and it's fun. So I missed it. I don't have Animal Planet, and I was prepping the show. It was on today at 2:00 Eastern time. That's what time it was on. So anyway, it's a lot of fun every year. And I've seen a lot of Great Pyrenees in there. There were about four Great Pyrenees mixes in there today, if I remember right, 4 or 5. But Caden was he's deaf, so but he's perfect on his hand signals. Okay, and well, thank you, Debbie, and we enjoyed being up here because that's what we need to see. And don't forget, if you can't adopt, you can always foster. And if you can't foster, you can donate. All right, there's other ways to help.
Yes, there are lots. Yeah, there are lots of ways to volunteer.
Yeah, but you got to fill out the volunteer form, or nothing's going to happen. They're not going to know anything. So. All right. Wow. Jamie and Rachel, thank you so much. And Zima and Frosty and Jose. He was a soft boy. Is he still soft, Rachel?
Oh my word. It's like rabbit fur.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just kept, like you saw the whole time. I'm just sitting here petting him. I'm like, it's just so silky soft.
Yeah. And that's what I remember about him when I was at headquarters. He's just such a good boy. And,
He really is. Like he's pretty amazing. I wish that he and my male loved each other.
Oh, okay. Manuel says they're going to run it. It runs at 4 Central Time and at 7. So, and I'm assuming that's still on the Animal Planet would be my guess. But I don't have cable. I have an antenna. I'm a little old fashioned. So
I was just watching it before the show, so I don't know. It was just on channel 2 or whatever.
Oh,
ABC or
network channel?
No. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. So I had it on. I think it was on showing on CNN.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think that's the channel I was just watching before the show.
They make them available for stream, but not live. Is all. All right, everybody. Well, we're on overtime, and Rachel and Jamie, they earn too much. We can't afford to pay them overtime, so we're out.
Thank you for having us,
and thank you for coming on. And we're gonna have to get them moved along, and we'll have to feature your next fosters. Now, this is the first time you've been on the show too, right, Jamie?
Yes.
Yeah, you just get you on again, get new dogs on. And if you, for some reason, nobody wants one of these dogs, which would be unusual, but it does happen, we'll get you on again.
Yes.
And we get to follow Frosty. Yes, we do. We get updates because you're on every other week as the big boss lady. All right, everybody. All right. Have a great day. Enjoy your Super Bowl and don't get too stressed over it. Bye now.
Bye.
See you next week.